Okay. Tell if I got any sound or not. Well, let me rebalance the music a little bit. There we go. Oh man, it's getting sketchy around here. Turn some settings down soon. Right, we do need a place for the pub. Let's just put it back down. Where did we put it? Valid placement. Okay, whatever. Stick that in there. And then we can stick a... Because we don't have fix-it cam anymore. I think my game is slowly rendering itself into 1.2 properly. Need to fix that blueprint. Why is that yellow? Oh, right, okay. Because we need to go you to you. Alright. Right. We're in 1.2 finally, so let's go back home a second. Oh, my frames. Oh, God. I hope this gets better. I think all the entities are updating themselves. So we got a few new things, right? Main one being... I think it's this, upgraded power connectors. High-speed connectors. 500 quick wire. Some computers. What you got to say, Ada?
Power connectors unlocked. Buildings now support 2 power connections, any of which may be attached to other buildings.
Okay, sweet. Right, let's go finish off this water tower. Oh, that looks so good. That turned out so much better considering it was a rush job. Wow. Okay, so this is going to work. Let's get this extended all the way up. And I also folded and installed Infinite Zoop. Like this has so many pillars in the build. It's crazy. I really need to increase my mouse sensitivity to play this game. Ooh. We should have grabbed some concrete while we were away. Let's do half of it first and get the design right on half of it. And then we can copy it around to the other side. Alright, let's go and grab some concrete. And probably butcher our starter base for some, to be fair. Base should still be running? Yeah. Mostly. Still not filled back up. Okay, we don't need all this turbo fuel. Get rid of some of that. Take all that. I'm really happy with how that turned out. so happy. So today, we're just doing some decoration touch-ups. While we let this run for a few hours. And make sure all of those numbers stay at 750. I'm a little nervous how well that went. Ugh. I think we'll keep that up because I can't mod manage from there. Idiot. Those are done. We can mark them off. Right. So today's plan is we need to make this water tower not look so ridiculous. Because at the minute, it's kind of... Yeah, I'll show you. It was just this little spire in the middle. It looked kind of ridiculous. So we're going to fix that today. It's extremely complicated to do in vanilla. So I don't tend to use decoration mods. I do enjoy the challenge of trying to get it to work without it. Oh, let's just do all of it. Let's just commit. Sure, it'll be fine. Kind of wish I'd set the build cam up for this. Be a lot, perspective-wise, be a lot better for you guys. Especially as we don't have fix-it cam anymore. Why did that stop there? Strange. All right. Scale-wise, that's a bit better than what we had before. Let's just delete this. Delete this. Delete these out for now. Uh-oh. What's that exclamation mark? What is that? I think it's just the truck station. Because these truck stations aren't white. Okay. All right. Let's get our circle sorted around here. Three. Please snap to that. Three out that way. Three out that way. And then we can grab a foundation. On each of these. A rail. as our circle. It's a good size. It's the right size, definitely. Keep that foundation in the middle there. Just it's not going to make a difference. Now the question is, how do we do this now? A quarter at a time. Oh, it's a tough one. Let's just make the circle. Screw it. Let's commit. Hopefully this lines up a bit better than the last one. This whole thing is just a awkward snapping scenario. All right. Quite curious about that before, though. What the heck? What's an AI viewer? I wonder if they've managed to train the view bots to interact with you. Just give you, like, really generic responses. Like, if you're going to try make it with because your content's good. If you've got enough money to buy your way to success, you don't need to be streaming. Let's keep going. The curious one is, will it line up when we get to the end of the circle? And I really need this one too, because of how we're going to snap the giant water tank into place. It's going to rely on these being as even as possible. Otherwise, it's not going to look right. Game seems brighter in 1.2. I don't know if it's reset my settings and I'd ruined something, but it definitely... Like, that yellow pops a lot more. A lot more. I might disable the always daytime mod for the live streams. Make it a bit more immersive. I use it for YouTube. In the YouTube videos, it's a lot easier to see when the sun's out. But here, might be a bit more immersive to keep the weather turned on. Who knows? Oh, this might actually be perfect. There's no way. Ah, love it when a plan comes together. Let's get rid of the rail. Here's our circle. And I've just realized I lined it up on the wrong side. Oh, I should have fucking lined it up from the outside. Ugh, start again. Pretend that didn't happen. Is that one? Tell you what, let's leave that let's leave that frame in case we do it wrong again. All right. Oh, that was too good to be true with how well that lined up. That's better. That's better. This is probably one of my favorite tricks in the book for getting some nice circles. But you never quite know if you're setting the gap right until you get to the end. It's like a game of, do I have to do it again, roulette? Da-da-da. The thing is, we're going to have to delete all these anyway. And I really, really hope that this looks good by the time we're finished. Because I'm not actually sure if it's going to work in the first place. Yeah, we're going to find out. Right. Moment of truth. Is this going to connect? No. Now it's whether we can close that gap. By bringing it out as far as possible. I mean, I really did anyway. Bit of a worry, that is. Saying that, we're going to delete these anyway. We'll just keep doing this until that gap gets smaller and smaller to get the circle connected up. Closed it a little bit. So let's see. Almost there. Like I say, it should be fine. Because we're going to delete these anyway. These are placeholders, really. And the blueprint for the dome at the top kind of overlaps anyway. Almost. I think we can get away with that. I think we can get away with that. Let's take these out. Let's burst hotkey the blueprint. No, it's not that one. And we need to what I might do, I'm going to paint every other one. Because it's going to make it a lot easier to see what I'm doing. That'll do for now. Right. Here we go. Because we need to put one there. And figure out if we're going to do one or two. I mean 2 or 3. You know, I might do 3 per thingy. I think that's what's going to make it work. It's 3 per. Nudge that into place there. We have to move back because we need to make sure we're snapped onto the foundation there. Put that half over. Oh, the things we do for aesthetics. That wasn't snapped properly. See that? We need to make sure it's jittering around when we lock it. Because you get so far and it will slide over the... So that's okay, just at the wrong height. Hell of a lot of trial and error. We like... Oh, I've got to take that stupid thing out of the blueprint. It's going to be a bunch of beam connectors. They'll be all around here, though. That's okay. Trying to get it on the right Z plane when we bring it in. There we go, like that, see? And then we can nudge that across to the end. Drop that in onto the yellow section. So it was when it first starts nudging. That's the... gives us the right area to start. Oh, this is going to take forever. It's going to be so worth it, but it's going to take forever. This is working from the outside. Oh, yeah, look at that. It's perfect. So slide it back. Yeah, perfect. And nudge that in. It's going to get quicker and quicker the more we do this. I think any of them nudges are okay. We keep our mouse in the same place. And if we can just get fluky with it. That one's not right. So we're aiming just below the line. No. Not. We're aiming a hammer pixel just above that line. Let's try that. This might get us moving a lot faster. That one goes wrong. Changes once that one's in place. It changes. It's like that one's there. Where we can do two. I think we can do two. What's up, Rob? How's it going, man? We are doing some... I don't want to say pointless building, but I don't really know why I'm doing this other than I needed to do something. And what I did looks awful. So I'm trying to make it look a little bit better. Weekend, good. It's hot. So I got the aircon blasting behind me. It was good. How are you doing? How's your weekend? Did you celebrate Father's Day? I do. My brother. How we going? Oof. Not bad. It's had a late tea. What would you have? Do tell. Mm. Ginger and lemongrass with rice. Sounds posh. Chorizo and chicken. Okay. We went to this meatball place yesterday. Wow, nice. Really enjoyed that. Kids absolutely devoured their food, so they obviously really enjoyed it. Laying in pancakes, card, nice day doing craft stuff. Oh, nice. Does he want to come and put these hundreds of blueprints I've got to put in place in for me? As a gift, you know. Give me a sec and let me just place these three and then I'll give you a bit of context of what I'm actually doing. Because I'm sure... Okay, right, so... Spoiler alert for the next YouTube video. But we had to build that. Which is a massive encased uranium cell. And we had to build that because I need 67 refineries for Caterium. And when I mapped out how much space 67 refineries actually takes up, it is no joke. And it would have taken all of my space in here just making Caterium. So we went instantly to plan B. So in here, this massive tower is making 10,020 quick wire. I'm just letting it run for a few hours to check throughput, but 750 on all those belts, 750 on all those belts, and then a tail end of 300. So we'll show you in here. We just have a circle. This is not finished, and I don't know if I will even finish the inside of this or not. Because nobody's ever coming in here again. There's just 8 floors of this. Merges all the stuff together. We have 14 belts coming down. So, as you can imagine, that takes water. A lot of water. Well, it's not a lot of water. It's 8 pipes, but it's some water. And the pipes run up the side here like this, which is a hell of a lot of head lift. And to deal with the head lift, I built a tower, a water tower up here. So that's 80 foundations high. It's as high as this, anyway. I just ran a foundation from the top of this over here and built that tower that high. But it just looked silly because it was only one foundation wide. It was essentially looking at this in my world, just randomly stood with a water tower on the top. It looked ridiculous. And yes, I folded and downloaded Infinite Zoop. I can't get up there to delete that now. God damn it. Hang on. Wait. So what I'm trying to do is make a better looking water tower. So we're doing a big tower up here. And this is going to be like a giant one of these. Because it should just scale a lot better with how tall it is. So this is a blueprint that I made. I've put the circle in up here. I'm not going to go circle all the way to the top. I'm going to do rounded up and then straight a few and then a flat top is the plan. So each pillar has to hold 3 blueprints for the curve to work on the outside. And it's pretty smooth, considering I'm testing this to see if it worked, and it's like a giant ball. It looks awesome. I was well surprised. Is it not attached to the underside of the pillars if you aim underneath? Maybe? No, it's snapping to the top. Good idea, though. I've got to be careful, because on top of pillars, you get this slidey portion. So that's not snapping to any kind of grid. So you have to make sure it locks onto the grid, snap it, and then spend 2 days moving it into place. But it's fine, I don't mind. What's really funny is I forgot to delete the beam connector from the blueprint. So we just have 6 million beam connectors here. I'm going to have to delete afterwards. All because I can't be bothered to go back to the base and change the blueprint. But it's fine. Never mind. But this is going to be worth it, because that tower makes life... Having this here means all of those pipes just get pressurized. And I don't have to put a single pump. And it will help with the... I'm going to feed some water from this side to deal with the iron and things. So it just makes sense to do this. We're just going to need to make it scale with the rest of the build. But I don't mind. Better than the headache of belting all of that Caterium together. I'm not going to lie. Because that was tough. Getting 14 belts to run down that thing was difficult. And then the inputs were... So the way I've done it is there's 8 refineries on each floor. So that's a 480 belt to feed them, which is great. So all the inputs run in here. And they run up elevators up the side. It looks really clean. It looks so... Considering I went, shit, I've got to design something. It looks quite like it. And I spent hours figuring out this section of the roof here that nobody's ever going to see. But in case Uranium Cell has like a little rounded lip on the top. Looks pretty decent, I think. Quite. Oh yeah, well, I'm happy with it anyway. So I have all the footage ready for the YouTube video. I just need to actually record it. Extractor fan for that lip. Yeah, it's 3 of them merged together into a large beam. I couldn't think of another way of doing it. It was the only thing I could find with a small sort of radius on the outside. And like I say, nobody's ever going to see that. Ever. But that's not the point, eh? Snapped wrong. I've moved now as well. I had myself in a position where I could aim the mouse at a certain point and it would snap. But then it changes. When it snaps to the blueprint, it changes again. See, that's not right. It'll be worth it. Once this is done, it'll be worth it because this tower looked so silly. Is that not lining up? Try that. The thing I was a bit annoyed about was I couldn't get the so I've done like a biohazard sign, like a uranium sign, but it's supposed to the proper nuclear sign is supposed to have rounded edges, and I was trying all sorts to get it to work. Hey, it's raining. Nice. I'm glad the always daytime mod doesn't overwrite the weather. Yeah, we're in 1.2 now, which is cool. They finally updated the content library. And literally within about an hour of me seeing it was updated, the mod dropped for the continuous space elevator. Is that raised up? The rain is very cool. Cooked with this update a little bit. I was thinking earlier as well about the satisfactory race. I think that could make some great content. Mods are good to go. Yeah, I'll be adding my curve builder mod and cartograph. Ooh, nice. Never used curve builder. I quite like the challenge of figuring this crap out in vanilla. Which is just punishing. I don't know why I do it. Master Lost sectors are a joke now? No way. Are they the ones that were, like, ridiculously hard to solo? What a tune. Such a good song. Anyway, sorry. Distracted. Walked to easy level 5 Seraph cloak. Damn. Are you gonna try a war mine build out? Yeah, nice. I retain curves in vanilla. I don't mind the mods. It doesn't break the save if they update things and mods stop. That's fair. That's fair. This is... I'm only just stepping into trying to build like this. I don't normally do huge builds, really. It's only since I started trying to get YouTube going. And I committed on this save that I am finishing the game. The continuous space elevator mod, I don't think I'll ever play without it again. It should be a base feature, in my opinion. I appreciate what they've done with it, but 100 times space elevator cost is just AFK for 100 times longer. I was really pessimistic, I imagine, but that's what it feels like. Whereas with the continuous space elevator mod, I'll show you something in a sec, which is really good with it. I'll have to check what the command is, but... I reckon they'll add it in the future, distant future. Yeah, it's such a... It makes those giant space elevator part factories a lot more relevant, I think. Like, what it would be cool is if you had to send off... Say candy. If you had to send off the first batch, so you send off 50 smart plating, that unlocks the next phase. But to be able to build anything in it, you have to... Oh my god, I've only done a quarter of this. You have to maintain the feed of it. Is there a mod to make conveyor belts big titty anime goth girls? There probably is. Yeah, I'm not sure if you've got that far in the YouTube series, Rob. I'll go and show you something you can do. And this is what makes the mod, in my opinion, really, really good. Really. Whatever. It was lazy to do that in the first place. Do you mind? Can you get out of here? Off. Not in the... Whatever. Right, okay, so... let me just check the... command. CSE. Okay, so let's look at AI expansion servers. Yeah, it's true. I've seen a lot of creators saying that they set the factory up and then bugger off and do other things. But say you want to 100x the difficulty. So you want to make, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 14, yeah? So we can do /CSE 14, 100. And now the difficulty is... Can you see that? I'm not sure if you can see that. But it's set the AI expansion server from 1 a minute to 100 a minute. You can control each item individually. So this was originally 25 versatile frameworks, 5 modular engines, and 1 adaptive control unit for phase 3. But I times the difficulty by 5. And on this playthrough, I'll times phase 4 by 7.5, and I'll times phase 5 by 10. So yeah, you got individual control over the difficulty. That looks sick. How good that looks. Blow my own trumpet, but considering I didn't even have any intention of building that, it kind of looks like it would look silly without it. Right, let's go see how the core of this water tower looks. All the trains are back online. Oh, that is it. Take your savings satisfactory, calculate and change it once you get past the phase. Okay, fair enough. Look at this. That's going to look... It's actually going to work, I think. Obviously, we're going to need to decorate this a little bit. Yeah, that's actually going to work. Okay. Similar to not vanilla function. Yeah. Oh, no. What happened? Is it a rendering thing? What's going on? Why do they look like that? Oh, it's the rain. Oh, right. Okay. What will the tower look like? Have you seen... It's basically going to be a big tower, and I'm going to build a big, what should look like a water reservoir on the top of it. It's not going to look like a satisfactory item. More of a... You know, when you have, like, big water reservoirs, when you've got estates that don't have a underground water flow, they have these big things. That's the plan. Right, so it's rain. Ugh, that's weird. Obviously, I need to connect these beams up to here. I'm going to say a planet with a ring like that. No. These, I'm going to delete these. I've only made them different colors because looking at the concrete color on every single one was making it really hard to line it up. All right, 2 minutes. I'm going to grab another drink before I start on this next round. Bear with me. Right. Actually have 2 drinks. Because I can't be bothered to keep getting up. Get on it. Gather. What you done? Hey, Hendy, guess what my Father's Day present was? Well, not the whole... Wasn't actually a Father's Day present, but guess what it was? No. It was... Roxy put the rest of the money I needed for my new monitor. Photo review, I don't need that. I have a security camera in your bedroom. Will you just fucking line up? Yeah. It was a choice between the Asus ROG something. It's not snapping. And the MSI something. OLED. Yeah. Yeah, oh god, yeah. Yeah, some really good deals on Amazon at the minute. It's behaving very weird. I think that is wrong, that's why. I think that one's not right. Yeah, there's some really good deals on Amazon at the minute. The MSI was 349.99, dropped from 450 quid. I had a look between that and the ROG one, which was in my price range, and yeah, it's not bad at all. Placing 3 at the same orientation. Yes. You get this kind of straight line. This line's going to look a mess, but it's a part of another reason why I've got these foundations here, because they're going to help to mask the corner a little bit. That one doesn't want to snap in. There was one, I think it's because this is the last foundation. Oh, there we go. We got it. Anything I'd go with is Asus customer service. It's MSI, not Asus. I didn't go with the ROG, I went with the MSI one. I'll send you I'll Discord you a photo of it. Not right now, but you know what I mean. I quite like MSI as a brand, so. In hindsight, it probably would have been a better idea to snap 3 of these together in the... Oh my god, I'm going to go do that in a sec. You will learn I am not a clever... I might just go and put 3 together in the blueprinter. Oh, let's go do that quickly, because that's going to take me all night. So yeah, between the ROG monitor and the Asus on the MSI one, I think the MSI had 2,000 extra nits of max brightness, slightly better response time, blah 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 blah. But the ROG one had more sought after gaming features. So the MSI one doesn't have G-Sync. Not that I would ever use it. Oh shit, I forgot about that. Whereas the ROG one does have G-Sync. Why is that not freaking changed? Has that changed my keybind? It normally resets when I get in there. I really need to put the blueprinter back down over there. Someone remind me to do that when we get back. Ooh. Yeah, completely agree with that, Hendy. Completely. Right. It won't let me do that because of that. Water tower temp. Where did it put that? Right, sweet. Clear that. And I think if we lower this as well, it's going to make it a lot easier. There we go. Perfect. We go water tower actual. Why can't I save it? Is it already saved? The fuck? What is going on? Is the blueprinter broken? Or it's just my blueprinter broken? Let's go put a new blueprinter down back at the base. Let's build a new blueprinter. Maybe that blueprinter hasn't survived the update. Stick a new one on the side of the pib. It's going to fit. You working now? Wonder if it doesn't like me nudging that through the... Yeah, I can't make a blueprint with this. All right, let's go with... Let's try just snap 3 together. That will at least make that a little bit faster. Oh, it's not picking it up in the... Oh, because I've nudged the thing down. Yeah. Let's try that, because that will still be quicker. Thank you. Good old satisfactory physics. Sorry, let me just clear my inventory a sec. God, that train is so radioactive. Let's try again. So we need to leave the whole thing in there, right? That's so many entities. That is crazy. There we go. Water tower actual. So technically... That might have been a bit preemptive. Probably should have waited a sec. What have you used for that curve? What item? These small pillars. Because the scale of the build is hard to I know, right? That whole thing is made of large concrete pillars. The whole thing. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. That's what made me install the infinite zoot mod. So I was like, I'm not building that up 10 at a time. Not a chance. I'd have been there all day. So in theory, you just made this 20 times quicker for me. Yeah, because the circle was so tight on the fuel cell building, I couldn't use foundations because the radius was if you did it with foundations and made them line up, you could just see the straightness of the curve. So I had to do the whole thing with pillars. Oh, this is infinitely faster. Might make a start on... So I need a video on upgrading my packaged turbo fuel plant to 1.2. So I might make a start on... Especially if you're here for a bit, Rob. I get started on making some road blueprints ready for that as well. Although it's fairly straight. They're fairly straight roads over there, to be honest. I was just going to do straight roads with roundabouts to them. Yeah, boy. Because also what I want to use roads for, I think I want to use roads for this. See that oil over there? I need plastic for the nuclear build. And I need to use that oil to do it. And I've tagged 2 extra train cars on the back of that train line. And I was going to process it over there and bring it over here on the train. But I kind of want to... I kind of want to run a road and maybe use some fluid trucks because it's only 450 crude oil per minute that I need to use for the plastic. It's not that much. And I'm sure the fluid trucks could handle 450 a minute. Maybe. Because this will all get deleted. This down here. This is just the temporary fuel power plant that will power this to get started. They carry 3,200 meter cubed. That's decent. 12, 18, what's nearly 6 times the size of a train? Almost. Train one's 600. Can't remember. I tried to use my very, very first playthrough. I tried to use fluid trains and learned very, very quickly that it just doesn't, they do not work. Trains have had a bump from 1800 to 2400. Okay. Still nowhere near as efficient as packaging it and unpackaging it, is it? 3200 should be enough, though, for 450 crude oil a minute. $3,200 would last 7 minutes of production. So can 2 or 3 trucks make this route in 7 minutes to keep it constantly topped up? Probably. Yeah, that's a solid probably. My God, this is so much easier. Why didn't you tell me to do this ages ago, Rob? Oh, I'm out of concrete. God damn it. Right, concrete run. Yeah, should be enough, shouldn't it? Because I kind of want to... get this... I don't know. I don't know if I've even got space to make it on site, though. Plastic is one of the last things I'm going to automate for the build. Because it's easy. It's mad this is a bloke, I think, you know, 100%. I thought it was a woman. Is it not? Jeez, no way. How's the music volume? Is it too loud, too quiet? I've got it about minus 42 decibels at the moment. Mate, there should be an indicator telling me which way this is going to fricking go. It's alright? Okay, good. This is where someone's going to chime in and say, there is an indicator. Look at the little green light on the side. What am I here for? Concrete. I can delete those now. Don't need them. I'll probably delete this lot as well. I have enough nuclear thingies in there to last the whole playthrough. It's a job for another day. I need to make some more space for more freaking depots in here. Oh yeah, I got halfway through a thought a minute ago. I do that a lot. Remember we were talking about the multiplayer playthrough, Rob? And I mentioned about doing a progress race. If we can find a day where we can do like a 12-hour stream through the day or something, and give it a try, set some rules for what means what. Like whoever progresses furthest in 12 hours wins. I was thinking about it earlier. You get like, say you get like 5 points for every phase you manage to unlock. You get a point for every MAM research you unlock. Something, something, something. I mean, that could be a good laugh. I've not seen anybody do anything like that. Like competitive satisfactory. Especially for two people that are quite big on aesthetics, it would be really interesting to see us try and speed run. Probably have to book a day off work to try and get it to work, but it would make one hell of a video, that would. I think, like, once someone's claimed a node, you can't claim it, and yeah, there's all sorts you could do. I have to break the 12 hours up as my PC's in my living room. Yeah, no, all good. Thing is, we could always break it up and do, like, you could do it longer than that. You could do, like, first to complete the game or something, and we'll just set. So I only really stream twice a week. We could set, maybe try and set those days to a day where we carry on with the race playthrough or something. Because that was the other side. I was like, it'd be pretty interesting to do it right to the end of the game and see what we both come up with, where we can't nick each other's resources. If someone claims it, you've got to come up with something else. Yeah, because my PC's also in the living room. It'd have to be on a day where my daughter's at nursery, which would mean a day off work, which I don't have that much leave left, but it's something to think about for the future. I'm pretty dialed into this build at the minute anyway. It would make a great series. Like I'd probably watch somebody do that. Imagine you can turn friendly fire on. Just attack each other's bases every now and then. Set some rules like no handcrafting other than automated miners. Just made rust, right? There's a game coming out called Ore Mod Directive or something like that, which looks like Satisfactory Rust. Yeah, man. We'll figure out the deets at some point. God, this is nearly done, which means I've got to figure out what the next step is. I'd only got as far as putting these in, and then I don't know what to do after that. I'm going to go straight up and then cap it off, but maybe we just try that. I'm actually kind of terrified of messing with my turbo fuel plant because I don't have a world grid of power. If I disrupt something, it could have really bad consequences because it's really difficult to kickstart things back off. Oh, it's like a freaking bowl in a skate park. The fact this worked has opened up. Expecting the dream to be this, I know, right? Okay. I don't have freaking Fix-It Cam anymore now I've changed. I hope they update that soon. let's just put these up so we can see what's what. Honestly, I wish you could have seen my face when I extended 10 foundations up this thing and looked at it and went, fuck that. Hey, Sylvan. Welcome in, dude. How's it going? I would explain what I'm doing, but I've kind of lost track of what I'm doing. I'm doing very good. Thank you. It's been a decent day. I got all my save files ready for another YouTube video, so I'm pretty hyped to record that one. Little sneak peek for the stream fans. Unexpectedly had to build this thing. All that building does is make Caterium, and that's it. Right now I'm trying to make a relatively aesthetically pleasing water tower. I should explain this for people who don't know, because not everybody knows about this trick. Most do, but not everybody does. So, the last thing I wanted was a bunch of pumps pumping this water all the way up there. So, using gravity, I have a water buffer up here. This should be full. Yep, this is full. And I have one singular extractor down there pumping water all the way up to this, filling this up. Hang on, wait, hold that thought. Hold that thought. Let me get rid of these. So then, in fact, you don't actually need that buffer up there. Why? Why not? You explain that before I'm going to explain what I'm explaining to make myself look stupid. You telling me you're just going to say I could have just run the pipe up and run the pipe back down again? Yeah. Okay, cool. That's not as disastrous as I was expecting you to say. And just use a pipe. Yeah. That's fine. That's fine. I'd still have to build this because I would have still needed a 100-odd beam. I think there's like 80 foundations high. It looked really silly. Really silly. Yeah, okay. So you all know this trick. But anyway, the pipe comes back down. Do. And then we pressurize it by feeding it into each one of these pipes. But it sounds like you already know that. So let's get on with this. So before I delete the multicolored foundations, kind of want to do this, because those foundations made a really neat circle and it should hide the mess. So yeah, we still would have needed to do this project anyway. Because, yeah, that... I did just have this tower, and it's one foundation wide with some concrete pillars. I put these in to try and make it look decent. But look how big this thing is. Looked so silly. So here we are. Building even sillier things. You've got 4 5-star Seraph pieces already. Jeez. Freaking game's on easy mode. We're talking about Destiny 2. Don't know if you guys have ever played. Hendy and I were big Destiny 2 players back in the day. So, fun story. Hendy and I met, what, 6 years ago? I want to say. Through Destiny. Hendy just put out a Facebook post looking for clan members. I joined the clan. We become really decent, really good friends through Destiny. And then October last year, Hendy was the best 7 now. It's got to be close to 7, isn't it? Yeah, it's got to be. Yeah, October last year, Hendy was best man at my wedding. I just love the fact that gaming can do that. Incredible. True love story, eh, Hendy? Yeah, man. We've gamed every night together for years. We played Sea of Thieves for thousands of hours. Put thousands of hours into Destiny. Okay. Oh, I missed the foundation. No, I just painted it. Oh, shit. There you are, you little fucker. Got it. So I'm I'm really like family friendly in my YouTube videos. I'm trying not to swear whatsoever to try and, if it does get monetized, keep the RPM up a little bit. I think the streams, nah. That's why I unlist my YouTube VODs at the end. Right, let's take a look at this. It needs something. You know what I mean? It needs something. Large water tower. So I'm using something like... where was the picture I was looking at? Yeah, it's going to need some decoration for sure. Here's the picture. So I was using something like this as inspiration. So like this curved section straight up and then a lid. I think we need to like color these lines in. Like, I wonder if we can manage that without defighting too much. Let's get the frame in. Once the frame's in, we can cook from there a little bit. Let's just get the outline done first that we're happy with. I always try and start with scale. You know, the most important, to me, the most important thing is the scale. You've got to get the scale right. So if we go up like 7. I think that's okay. And then we'll enclose the roof. What I'm thinking for decor is we'll merge some scaffolding into the foundations to break up the concrete going up. This is normally how I build, is I'll frame it, even if the frame looks absolutely dog shit. Like, you'll see it in the YouTube video. There's a period where this is just a circular yellow cylinder. It looks so terrible. But you just detail as you go along, and it turned out really, really well. Really happy with it. I even got the... So, let me just show you. Think about the mix of concrete and scaffolding. Yeah, it should look pretty decent. So... This was the inspiration. Because we're going with the theme of building in-game items. You see what I mean? I added extra details in. So on this one, there's only these 5 black bits on one section. But I wanted to break the yellow up a little bit because of the size of it. So I added it on every strip. We got the lit up section around the roof. I tried to get this curve as best I could. And then also the nuclear symbol. I tried for, God, a while. At least a while. To try and get that nuclear symbol inside a triangle. And because each beam changes orientation very slightly, getting the bottom bit was fine. It was really easy. Getting the line to go up, really difficult. And then I got it to work finally, and then I was like, okay, how do I fill in these bits? And I just give up. It was taking too long. So that's the story of that build. But I'm actually really happy with how it turned out. Really happy with how it turned out. How wide is that symbol? These, they're large. The biggest one you can get. Whatever the large billboards, whatever size they are, if that's what you mean. So it's about 32 meters tall and wide. Probably. Take your word for it. All I know is it's fucking massive. That's what I'm going with. Okay. Looks so weird. Oh God, that looks so strange. That's what my wife says. Right, we need to figure this out now. Right. I'm happy with the scale. Scale-wise, it looks fine. Let's start from this bit and work up. I think this needs, like, if I paint one white, we get a bit of Z fighting on the top, but nothing down the side. So let's go with, let's make a really, really white. That's not going to work, is it? Oh, shit. Should not have done that. That high up, you can nudge 0.5 meters out. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, we could fix that. I'm not too fussed about the top. Nobody's ever going to go up there. It just has to look good from the ground. As long as it looks good from the... Like, there's going to be no way to get up there from down here. The problem is because of these all merged together being small pillars. I need to try and remake this blue. Otherwise, I'm going to have to repaint the whole thing. I think the blue is part of the problem. I'm starting to think that the blue is part of the problem. Shouldn't it be round at the top too? Maybe. Maybe. I'm going to get this to look good as it is. And then we're going to take a look. Exactly. Exactly. How can we get this blue to be bright water blue? Because it always just defaults to these colors. Look, you only get RGB when you boost the color enough to... Let's go look from down here. Okay, it's got the effect that I wanted. Really? You. Get out of here. It's got the effect I wanted. I think we're going to end up having to enclose the top with a radius. Right, I have an idea. I have an idea. We're going to get the top to look right, and then we'll work on the bottom. And if it looks awful, we can always rip the entire thing down and try and figure something else out. It's one of the biggest tips for doing big builds. Oh my freaking god, it looks like something out of Minecraft in here. You know what, I'm going to save it. This is Fix-It Cam being taken off when I've gone up to 1.2. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, it looks bad in there. Right. Let's just test what this looks like. Okay, that links together really well. So we could do a circle around of these easily. So what if we break... Where do the foundations start? Here. So let's do a ring of... Like this. And then to make it quicker, just delete this ring out for now. Just to limit the amount we've got to nudge things. Otherwise, we're going to be nudging from all the way at the top. Let's grab these. Sorry if that's really loud. And then we lock, nudge, nudge, nudge. It's going to be really hard to judge how this looks until it's done. What we can do is take a look in a sec. With photo mode, really miss Fix It Cam already. I've been playing without it for like 5 minutes and I already really miss it. See. I need to finish it. I'm not going to be able to tell until all of them are in. It's impossible. To be honest, I think we'll figure this out off stream. I'm just going to get this piece in. Because I need to cook a little bit with this. Let's take a look at that section, because that's all we need to look at to know if it's going to work. Then I think we might go actually start the YouTube following the next YouTube video at the turbo fuel plant. Like I say, all it's got to do is look good from down here. That's actually better. That actually breaks it up really nicely. I think even just painting like a row concrete, 2 rows blue, a row concrete, 2 rows blue with this, and then focus on decorating the tower. I think that will actually work. All right, I think we're going to go and play with the turbo fuel plant for a bit. Because I've been dying to upgrade that to 1.2. So I'm going to launch over there. And then I'm going to run to the restroom, have a 5-minute break. And then we'll get going. What did I need to do that? What do you mean, sorry? To upgrade the turbo fuel plant? I was just waiting for 1.2. So my plan was always use this roadway to pick up turbo fuel and bring it to the central area here to be loaded onto trains to go off. So I've literally just been waiting to move up into 1.2. Been really dying to do it. I did this build really quite early on in the playthrough, actually. I built these roads that look terrible. I fucking hate them so much. So what we're going to do when I get back from the restroom is delete all of these. Everything here, we're going to delete. And we're going to make a new blueprint that looks a little bit better. And then I've got 5 truck stations. So instead of these belts bringing in all the packaged turbo fuel, we're going to do it by truck. Because this is the like offshore oil rig inspired packaged turbo fuel plants. Each node has its own blue like sort of build on it. Don't know if you've got this far in the series, Rob, but we built this ages ago. Ages ago we built this. Feels like forever ago, but it took so bloody long. Every single one is very slightly different to the next one. Mainly because of resource nodes not being on the world grid. So all these resource nodes are slightly off center to other things. It's a massive pain in the ass. Okay, I'm gonna take a couple minutes of break and go and use the restroom. So I'll let's put you somewhere interesting to look at. Wait. Huh. Here you go. Right, I'll be right back. Okay. Right. What was my original plan with this? She's just left. Ugh. Now I've got to remember what the plan was. I wanted to deliver coal and sulfur to each of these by truck. And I wanted to deliver packaged turbo fuel here by truck. So let's make a save for the video. To good start. Need to make sure I don't remove these. Huh. Right, let's do the design first, because that's the... probably the... I don't want to say easiest bit, but it's somewhere to start. Let's get ourselves a blueprint up. The blueprinter includes the road. I think we're still going to use these junctions like this. But where there's a junction between two roads, I'm going to try and put a roundabout in. Try to. Whether that will work is a different question. So let's cook. I need some power. What did I not connect that to? Oh, that power's not actually connected to anything. That's pretty funny. Of course it isn't. That one should be? Yep. Right, so... one truck on each side of the road should be fine. Hang on, I've lost my V. Where have I put that? One sec, guys. Sorry. Sorry, guys. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Huh. We probably don't need them to be that close together. So if we have a standard 3x3, like so. Call that straight road. No deckable. And then I want one with something. Let's detail this a little bit. What am I doing? Maybe we can have a painted beam on each side. And it's turbo fuel, so let's stick with the turbo fuel color scheme. Okay. See how that looks. Kind of like that with the black. That's fine. And then maybe we get a light in there. Let's get it halfway down. Like so. Yeah. I like that. And then every other one. Let's put like a... Just cook for a little bit. See what we come up with. Is that a small billboard? I mean, it's big enough, isn't it? God, that's ridiculous. That's awful. That'd be better for like a speed limit sign. Can we not make the text bigger? I suppose you can you? Oh yeah, you can. Right, okay. background. Hmm. Hmm. Upside down. What it would be. Pretty good. It's better just because it's simpler. I'm actually okay with that. Actually, yeah, I quite like that. And we'll call that decor. And then we need to build the roundabouts. And it's how big. Let's cook a minute with that. See what we can build. Clear that out. Let's see how this looks. I think this might be too tight for foundations. Very possibly. But we can try. Let's just try it. See what happens. To be fair, we should have kept them foundations there. Let's play with this build strap. I really like the rail method for curves. The only downside you'll get, and you'll see it in a minute, is it takes a bit of experimenting to figure out where to put the beams in between them. Tell you what I'm curious about. I wonder if we can snap road pathways onto beams. I'm going to assume not, to be honest. My gut is telling me no. Let's just do a really quick one here. Oh, you can. Oh, it kind of... That's interesting. I wonder how a truck would cope with that. I think your method may be better for vehicle pathing. You see, it's not quite... We went from center... Oh, that's not quite centered, that's why. Let's connect it. Let's see what happens. It's because of the rails in the way, but... The problem we've got is the blueprint is not big enough. And when you use this method and it's a tight circle like this, you get this clipping error. Which you can't really fix. Big wide circles you can get foundations in. Like I did with the Phase 3 factory. The question is, how do we fill this in afterwards? Let's figure that out before we go any further. Past that. Yeah, it should, I imagine it's going to be fine. The thing with asphalt is you don't get much Z fighting. You just get weird because of this stupid line in the middle of it. If this line wasn't there, it would make life so nice. Because we're never going to be able to replicate this texture on here. One thing we could do is they're the width of one of these, aren't they? And then we don't get that annoying line. So then -1 millimeter would be handy. Yeah, I really need to get that set up. This might be how you do it, you know. Obviously, we need to delete the foundations first. All right. Let me cook. You can't use road patterns. No, it's gonna ruin it. Okay, I figured it out. I think I've got it. Let's just fill this in completely. They don't work on half foundations. That sucks. I think I can deal with that. Maybe. Let's put one in. We'll put one in and we'll see how it looks. I can pretty much mess with this whole thing without deleting anything. And it will be fine. We just got to get the circle right. That half foundation trick is going to come in very handy in future, though. Never thought of doing that before. You can use road signs and road lines if you lower them the right amount. Okay, okay. If this works properly, as it should, we can figure out the road markings. Even if we have to use a different strategy for these center of the road things. Like, we could always put signs down here. I know it'll be a massive, massive pain in the ass, but it would be worth it. So there's a trick you can do if you want to delete the foundations. Sorry, if you want to delete the pillars. I'll show you in a sec. It's a bit of roulette when you start placing these with how many you're going to need to finish the circle. Like, you have a little bit of play before you can really see the foundations start to overlap each other. And you've got to get it just right in the circle to make it connect again. I mean, there is one sure way to do it, which might work for this build. But the method I'm on about only really works if you're using 4-meter foundations, like full foundations. You see, we've got this gap now. It's not quite a connection. Now we've got to try and space all the other things out. So we need to make the gap just a little bigger. We're going to go around and just make it a tiny bit bigger all the way around and see if that manages to close the gap. And we'll very slightly close the gap as we go around. Maybe. It's closing very slightly. By the time we put foundations on the top. I'm trying to space it so that by the time we finish doing this, they're all about the same distance away from each other. Which they won't be because now we're closing the gap here. Let's just see how it looks. So we can delete the rail. We're going to grab 1 meter half foundations now. Do it this way. That circle looks all right. Quite happy with that. Now we delete the foundation, the pillars from underneath. And then we can snap the foundations we want to the bottom of each one. Infinite Zoop is such a bugger sometimes. Is that the right foundation? Can't tell from the side. Asphalt, 4 meters. I'm just going to snap these to the bottom of all these 1 meter foundations. But it doesn't really matter. If you get the wrong foundation, we can always just paint it. And then remove this 1 meter. This tiny little bit here. Oh, that's so annoying. We left them two slightly too far apart. Ugh. Curve builder can generate circles like that 1 meter half foundation. I must try it at some point. I think this playthrough, I'm going to stick to vanilla tools. And then next time, I'm just going all in. Right, we need to try and fix... I think it's always going to be there. Really frustrating. One more thing we can try. This vanilla buildable just allows other modes like zoom, vertical, default, and curve. Okay. I might have to have a look at that. I don't think this is going to work. It might. I think we might just have to put up with that small gap for now. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. I will definitely take a look. Oh my God. Now it's a case of getting the freaking rail back in the right place after I deleted that foundation. One thing you shouldn't do is when you're building these circles, don't delete a foundation out if you've got nothing to re-snap it to. Concept-wise, it's not too bad. I think anybody in their right mind is actually going to notice that. To be honest. You could just fill this in with straight foundations at this point, but it's just there's something really satisfying about seeing circles in this game. I don't know what it is. That's some crazy Z fight in there. See you, Sylvan. Yeah, I'm hoping to upload maybe tomorrow evening. Normal time, about 7-ish UK time. Sure, as long as I can get the audio recorded, we'll be cooking. Thanks for hanging out, man. Take it steady. I suppose what's kind of silly because we don't even need that. Let's just go find a bit of space. Let's just call that test circle for now. We can delete that in a minute. Let's head our way over to this area over here. See you, man. Oh, I can record their TikTok over it. Let me just delete this. Okay. So for argument's sake, we have a road come in. And we're going to stick a roundabout on the end of it. I did save that, didn't I? Where's that gone? Oh man, I need to get some sleep. I'm losing the plot. Probably go for another half an hour or so. I swear I saved that. I'm sure I did. Maybe I named it and didn't save it. Test circle is there. It's a weird game. Okay, right, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I want to stick this to the end of that and see what happens. Because I think we might have messed up a little bit here because we don't want a blueprint for a whole circle. We want a blueprint. Because we're going to have to merge it in, look, to get it to... So it probably goes there. And one, that's not big enough. And two... Is it big enough? Two, I think it's unnecessary. Really. The only important bit is literally this section here. The rest of it can just be this road connects to this road and we add a curve. So I think we might freestyle the roundabouts, if I'm honest. I think that might be what we do. Oh, we've run out of music. Bear with me. Because then it can truly be like the UK, and every single roundabout can be slightly different to every other roundabout. Make a crossroad. Yeah, it's what I'm thinking. That looks shockingly bad from up here. I mean, let's... Just make the cars guess what road they're supposed to be in. Make the Swindon Magic Roundabout. I know, right? It's like sometimes you have to be in the left lane for this island, but sometimes figure it out as you go and also get fucked. Yeah, there's no need for it. By the time you get... Yeah, exactly, look. It really does. Okay. Plan is T-junctions. It was a nice thought. I mean, that does look cool. I think... So my next... Not that I'm already planning through my next playthrough, but on my next playthrough, we're going to do a no trains challenge. Everything is going to be done by car. So we're going to have some, like, big 3-lane motorways. I think we'll pay a bit more attention to it then. So, what's my inventory look like? Let's start with this road. This road seems a bit less dangerous to break. Hang on. Let me go save. Go to 1.2 blueprints. What's kind of nice is all the saves I need for the next YouTube video all has an exclamation mark by it. Close I got is to round is a 45-degree bend. That's what my roundabout is made from. Yeah, I can imagine. It could look cool if you like... If you wanted to make a really, really big roundabout, what you could do is like... Go... Foundation. Foundation. You'd have to make it in pieces. Like that. Now that's probably sweeping enough you could get away with 4-meter foundations. And then just connect 4 blueprints together. That would make a pretty decently sized roundabout. I think that could work. But we're getting sidetracked. Let's at least see how a strip of this road looks. Yeah, I think it's going to be the only realistic way of doing it. Ah, give me power. You're supposed to have... Why don't you have power? You're supposed to be connected to something. Oh, shit. I know what I just did. These blueprints have the freaking power connector on them. Hang on. God. You see what I mean? This has potential to absolutely cripple my world when we do this. Right. Let's put that road straight. We're going to have to be really, really careful as we do this. This strip we can fix later. So if we go... Start a new bar. 1, 2. Ignore the belts clipping because the belts will be gone. Is that the right way around? I need to do what Rob does and pay attention to the arrow. Yeah. Did I save over? No, I didn't. I didn't. It's fine. I almost panicked. What's that not happy with? For creature? Who? Is there a freaking bird somewhere? There he is, look. Get out of here. Shelter from the rain in my stuff. Honestly. Sorry, bird. Okay, that ragdoll was a little bit unnecessary. You garbage. This already looks significantly better. Much simpler, much better. Okay. All right. The only thing I need to do is add a power connector to the blueprint, because these transfer power. So, oh, yeah, this is more. There's more to this than I'm giving it credit for, because I can't remember anything that I did in this build. I think these are Mark IV belts. Yeah, so they're 480 belts. Because what I want to do is get rid of all of this. I want all of this gone. And I want trucks to deliver raw materials to all the different... Oh, it's going to be tough. I think we might have to do like a couple at a time. So I want trucks to deliver all of this raw material. The belt highway comes in here to here. And then I want probably a truck station set here. It depends what throughput trucks can handle. I don't really want to change all this infrastructure, but we do have Mark 5 belts now. So we can unload with Mark 5 belts. And we can merge some of this together. Yeah, I need to have a think about this. And to be honest, now I'm out here looking at it, I might wait until the nuclear plant is online and working. Because once the nuclear plant's online, all this packaged turbo fuel, the only thing we're going to use it for is turbo diamonds when we get into phase 5. At which point we can tear this entire thing down and redo it. So I think plan B. Oh, I'm going to catch a ride to this train. Nuclear first. Nuclear waste processing done. And then we come back here. Before we do the phase 4 factory, we come back here. I did need a little break from looking at that nuclear factory, to be honest. Oh, okay. Right. We're going to take a minute while we're taking a little breather while we travel back. Oh man, I've still got some decorating to do around here. Oh, there's so much to do. Well, it's fine, it's fine. That's a good thing. Oh, look at that over there. That is so cool. I couldn't have hoped that went any better than that. If you're enjoying the stream, please drop a follow. I would very much appreciate it. We tend to try and stream twice a week. Between work and the priorities on the YouTube series right now. Probably try and stream more often, the less requirement we have on churning content out on YouTube. If you want to follow the series, you can ! YouTube and it will take you to the YouTube channel. I upload generally twice a week. Does depend on the project size. Some larger projects, maybe once a week. It's at the very least once a week. Wow. I think Stream Elements just botted itself then. That was so funny. Thank you, Andy. Appreciate you. Hey, we hit 500 followers on TikTok as well last night, which is pretty mad. That's one thing I never expected. I'm not very good at short form content. Right, let's get our butts back to where the priority is. As soon as nuclear's ready. I tell you what I love. I'm sorry. Hang on. Wait. I put this in a TikTok. Watch this. Hang on. Wait a minute. You lot. Trying to be cinematic. Go away. I really, really need to automate ammo. Right. Check this out. Let me just get closer to this rock, actually. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Look how sick this looks when you pan around this rock. Shoom. Yeah, again, in case you weren't watching. Ready. How good does that look out in the fog like that? Sorry, I'll stop blowing smoke up my own ass now. Right, let's get over there and figure out our next steps before we finish the stream. Now that Quickwire is done, let's check it's all still running at capacity. Really like the rain effects. Does look good. I'm having to force myself not to like rush ahead because I'm a bugger for like next bit of the project, go, 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 and then everything looks ass when you're finished. Like we're gonna have to spend a few hours around here because this I'm not sure about. It's tricky to fit these belts through here to get up onto these because I made the elevators follow the circle. So they all point in slightly different directions. We need to have a little bit more of a play with how we get the Caterium into the side. I like how it looks from a distance because it's like they're powering each other with stuff. Right, let's check the throughput here. 750. And this is just not my style. The fact that this just works exactly as I planned it to is making me a bit nervous. It's all just spot on straight away. I think I forgot to connect one belt, and that was the only problem with this whole build. So next time, we've got to figure out what we start with down here. And this naturally kind of splits into two separate sections. We've got steel processing over here. Steel and iron. So steel beams. Hang on, let me just grab a power pole. So we've got steel ingots, concrete. That's going to feed in and make steel pipes. Yeah, steel pipes, which will feed the rotors and the stators. And then iron wire to feed the rotors and the stators. And then that goes into the fuel rods themselves and electromagnetic control rods. And then we've got quartz processing here, which pairs up with the quick wire to make what have we got here? Circuit boards, AI limiters, in case uranium cells, and crystal oscillators. Oh. And then we've got high-speed connectors here, which is more quick wire, more quartz stuff. That feeds the electromagnetic control rods, and then the uranium fuel rods. So it's not an overly complicated setup when you do it this way. It's just a lot of quick wire. I think just the... Yeah, I'll show you my plan. Just quickly before we finish. I'm going to finish in about 5-10 minutes. So this is how I plan. Probably a bit small. So yeah, item being made, the ingredients, the input, the output, and then the total input and output gets timed by the overclock and the number of machines. So just the encased uranium cells is 6,300 quick wire, which is kind of crazy. So I think it's a total of, yeah, 9,945 quick wire, and we're making 10,050. So it's going to be a bit of a nightmare. Not sure how good that looks on the stream, but that's my planning process. And we've done this bit, which is in here. So I think maybe floor 1, we deal with iron, steel, stators and rotors and get them done. And then slightly higher up, we'll do all the quartz stuff. And if it doesn't fit, I don't know what we're going to do. We'll have to build something else. Not sure what. But we will have to build something else. Because, yeah, it's not very big in here at all. Looks significantly bigger than it actually is. I need to bring power into here. Oh, dear me. So one last quick check on the power plant. Okay, that has... Now I've left and come back, that has potential. I don't even think we need to faff around too much. I think those white rings look okay. Right. I know one of these I forgot to overclock. Because we have this much power. Which is weird. So one of these power plants isn't overclocked. So look for a green light. There's one in here somewhere. There it is. Is this all still running okay? Yeah, we're good. Okay. And then once this build is finished, we have to rip this entire thing back down again, which will be fun. All right, I think that will do us for tonight. Not quite sure what progress we've made, but it's fun. I don't think we'll raid tonight because I'm getting straight off. So I only really like to raid if I can hang around for a little bit. So that'll do for today. We'll be back on Wednesday morning. Ow. You didn't see that. We'll be back on... I just slipped off my freaking chair. We'll be back on Wednesday morning. About 8:30, something like that, for a few hours. And then Friday morning for a few hours. Might be longer Friday, actually. I will see what's happening. But we might do a long one Friday morning. Until then, though, keep an eye out on the YouTube. Should be a video, hopefully, tomorrow. Fingers crossed. But until then, I will catch you guys in the next one. Cheers for hanging out, and I will see you later.